Hey everyone, I'm back with another quick code tutorial, and in this episode, we will be looking at variables. Variables are basically a necessity to most good games, so I guess we'll just get right into them. So, we're going to be using the set variable and if variable blocks a lot this episode, and I'm also going to be teaching you about the code word blocks. So, we're going to do set variable, and then we can have this variable. This variable can be, we want specific to the player, so default, %default makes this specific to the player. Actually, there are some things I should teach you before going into these variables. So, we go to this reference book, and there are color codes 1, codes for variables 2. So, codes for variables, %default is the player who performed the event. %player is the currently selected player. I never use this. %killer is the killer in kill-related events. The damager is damager in damage-related events. And %victim is the victim in the damage or kill events. So, like, let's say we wanted to send a message. Hi, a %default. So that'll just say hi %default, and then if we /mode play, it will say hi SludsTheEpic, which is actually really, so that's neat. And if I kill a player, I can say %default kill %victim, and that would, in essence, like say who killed the player and then the player killed. So, and now we can set a variable %default dogs. Just set this to a number 1. Oh, no, so there, and then we can send a message. Your dogs. Then it will send a message saying the variable. Look, your dogs won. And then let's say we could add ones to the variable each time they join. Then, like, let's move this over, and then this is the variable specified, and then the rest of this space, it'll combine all of it to make the value of the variable. So this is %default dogs combined with default dogs and 1. So that'll make oh, that's odd. We forgot to put the save variable. We forgot to put the save tag on a variable. So you hold Shift, then right click, then it will be saved. Now we can repeatedly go back to dev and play, and it will add a dog each time. So, variables can be used for a lot of things, so I just lost my if variable. Much better. So, we can detect if the variable equals the player's dogs. No, let's do greater than or equal to 3. Player actions. Then we can add more dogs to it. Then send a message. You have too many dogs. So it works now, and if it's, and that would only happen if it's greater than 3. So a couple of things that I would like to show you in this episode. That is how to subtract a number from a variable. How to detect for multiple conditionals. So those two things I will be showing you in this episode. First off, if they detect multiple conditionals, if player is holding item, so. Well, let's go to this fireworks star, and let's say if the player has over 5 dogs, then they can't fire the projectile. If they have too many dogs for... let's just... Okay, so... And then, over here, we will do if variable greater than or equal to, but dogs... 8... You cannot launch projectile have too many dogs. So if I join now, I will have 7 dogs, and I will still be able to launch the grenade. But if I join again, I now have 9 dogs. Oh, oops! It's not stopping the code. So we will need to break the code, which will stop reading the current line of code. So now, if I try to fire it, can't launch the projectile. I have too many dogs. So, now, let's say I wanted to subtract my dogs with an item called the brick. Just grab the brick, and then we will detect if the player is holding the brick. It will set my dog variable. It'll subtract 1 from my dog variable. So, the way I would do this is I put a negative number in here, that way it will subtract 1. So I have 13 dogs. So 13 minus 8 would be 5. So I have to click this 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to be able to, and now I can fire the fireworks star. And we would also need a command to check how many dogs we have, because that would be ridiculous, like not knowing how many you have. So, we do player event command. If player command equals, then we'll type dogs in this, so that it'll be at dogs. That'll be our command. Then we can do player action send message dogs, and then we can put in the default dogs. There we go, we have 4 dogs now. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this episode of quick code tutorials. If you like my content, be sure to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Get off of my channel.